Hi friends, Andy Vegan. On my daily, weekly day of gentle juice fasting, I only drink juices, water, plant milks, teas, coffees, veggie broth, all the liquid that are without fiber mainly. And if I take some fiber in with smoothies or light soup, light salad, because to slow down the fasting, it's a strong cleansing. Even one day is very effective. But with the gentle juice fasting means it's a modified kind of fasting. And as opposed to the 0-calorie fasting, the original form of fasting, where you don't have something to eat, yeah, it was throughout history of mankind, it was always the case. 3 days fasting was a normal thing because there was no food, so you had to wait. And that is a good time of fasting because it cleanses the body from inside. It's not just a telling, it's really scientifically proven now. A couple of years ago, 3 years or 4 years, it began a lot of studies on fasting, and they found out that really the body is eating itself during the fasting. That is an anti-aging process taking place because the cells of the body, they always produce protein, thousands of protein a day, each cell. And these proteins can also be misproduced. So some of the strings of the protein are not correct, somehow wrong. And then they go to the garbage bin. And that has to be taken out from time to time. And that's what fasting does. And I do it without any need. I have a food all the time. In the Western culture, we usually have everything food. In the big cities, most people have food always. But when we don't fast, the garbage bin is not taken out and we age faster and get earlier diseases. So fasting is very good once a week. It's gentle, and the 0-calorie fasting has a lot of side effects. You can have, high blood pressure, headache, sweating, blood rush. All these things are really unpleasant, and also the intestine or the kidneys can be harmed because that's where the toxins leave the body usually, a lot of it. And if you don't drink enough, for example, or your kidneys are not the best, so yeah, that can be harmful. So maybe you want to have a doctor overseeing your fasting. But when you do the modified fasting with juices and some calories, yeah, like we do, then it is very simple and almost has no side effects. A big study, 2019, has shown that. And it was very interesting for me to read that. I didn't know it. I just did gentle juice fasting because it was so much easier. I did the 0-calorie fasting for a longer time, always, many years ago, part of my yoga routine. But now I do the gentle juice fasting, and it has been shared with us by Yogini Kaliji. She's the founder of TriYoga, international renowned Yogini. There are students and yoga centers and teachers all over the world. And we do the gentle juice fasting. It's so much fun. And it's gentle. It's really living in the flow. It's a non-violent lifestyle and a part of it. I love it. And once a week, I have the opportunity to make a new recipe for juices, plant milks, whatever. And today I make a rhubarb juice again. It's time of the year of rhubarb. It goes until June or so. And it has a lot of nutrients, yeah, that are very important, but it is also the most sour vegetable that we know. Here, they have just one large stick stem of rhubarb, and you see I cut it into slices, thin slices, because the rhubarb has a huge amount of very strong fiber. They go through the whole stem. And if you put that in a juicer, then you put the whole stem into the juicer, and then the fiber blocks the juicer very soon. But when you cut it into these slices, then the fiber is also cut, and it doesn't block the juicer anymore. I found it out. it works. It's fun. So I tried some rhubarb recipes, juice recipes, because it is a very strong sour flavor, but it's not like lemon. It's different. It's a more dry sour flavor. Lemon is very powerful. The sour of the rhubarb can even be fun if you eat it. Yeah, you find a stick on the lawn, as we did as children, and munched on it, and you could eat it. Bringing it home, you put it in sugar. Yeah, and there are many recipes now with rhubarb pie or so, but they put a lot of sugar into it. And to make it nicer, to balance the sour flavor, I add fruit. And I did a lot of recipes with apple, orange, and pear juices with the rhubarb, because apple, orange, pear is a wonderful base for rhubarb juices, for all kinds of green juices, to balance the bitter greens and the rhubarb too. But now I also did juices some time ago with strawberry here. A strawberry rhubarb juice was very nice when I tried it some time ago, but I had to add pear because the strawberries are sometimes not sweet enough, but the pear adds the sweetness that is necessary. I tried it without, and it did not work. I have to say it was too sour. If you like sour flavors, sour juices, go ahead, but I would really recommend to add a pear to the strawberry rhubarb juice. Strawberry rhubarb is a classic combination. Many might know that. So rhubarb, strawberry, pear. That's the combination I tried already some years ago. But today I add basil and orange. It's another classic combination, orange and basil. For a smoothie, for example, I tried that. It's a classical smoothie, the basil orange smoothie. It's very delicious. Somehow basil goes so nice with orange and nicely. And the basil is the wake up herb, and green herbs are really highly recommended to eat as many as you can. It's the best you can do to improve your antioxidant rich food. They double or triple or quintuple even the content of antioxidants in the food. All the green herbs, they have different strengths and spices too, like cinnamon or so. Whenever I can, I add it. They have such a strong flavor and such a powerful health benefits. So I always try how the herbs fit into my recipes, and now I try the basil with the rhubarb strawberry juice. The pear, as I said, I use it to sweeten it. It is needed because the rhubarb is so sour. And the orange, I like it to combine with the basil. So I guess if I add the orange today instead of apple, that would be also opportunity, a chance. Apple might be too sour. Yeah? That is, and apple doesn't go so nice with basil. I tried that before a little bit. Orange and basil it is. So today I try this juice. When I come back in a second, when the juicing is over, I show you the juice and taste it for you. The juicing is done, and I have a good liter. There's a little bit more in the container under the juicer, but it's a good amount, and I can enjoy it like a meal on a normal day of eating. And I have a whole food plant-based diet. That's our healthiest diet with a lot of variety, as we learn step by step from science. But on a fasting day, I don't have the regular meals. I just drink and a lot of drink. It's important. 4 liters to me, it makes me feel great. I know that. I found out. Less than 4 liters, I can get a little headache or so. I don't like that, and who would? But I don't really like it. So I try to avoid and drink my 4 liters. And part of it is the juice. Yeah? I always make one, and this drink it slowly because the intestines are resting. So when you don't eat the fiber, this is the fiber. That what remains after juicing comes out of the juicer. That is something that the body cannot digest by itself, and it is that what the plants produce. Only plants produce fiber. They need to stand up to have the shape. That's what fiber is. Yeah. And when you eat it, the intestine is happy. The bacteria, they munch it, and they also when they digest it, the bacteria in the intestines They also have something for us. They give us some important nutrients from this digestion. We cannot do it by ourselves, but the bacteria, they do it, and we need it. Not just because of that, but also because of the cleansing of the intestines. It's very important to have enough fiber. Most people eat too little. That is dangerous for your health. So on a fasting day is a different day. That is, everything is different on a fasting day. Less calories, the body begins to eat itself, as I said, in a good way, healing, cleansing, and also digestion pauses. If I leave the fiber away, digestion slows down as compared to at night when I sleep. Also, digestion is ideally slower because you didn't eat at late night, if you didn't. And then the body restores the tissues, reorganizes information, memory, and also, many other things that are cleansed. The brain has a huge amount of toxins to be released every night during sleep. So that all happens at night. And the fasting day, the 1 week, it's something, a prolonged night, for example, for this cleansing. So without the fiber, I think that is even more effective. But I don't know if that is scientifically proven. I don't know. I do it always like that, but yeah, there are many ways of fasting. I will try now the flavor. Can't wait. The strawberries and the rhubarb classic and the basil now, together with the orange and the pear to make it sweet enough. Let's see. Texture beautiful, not too thick, nice texture. Color, well, pinkish, nice color. Also, I would say from the strawberry, of course. Flavor most important. Let's see. That's very nice. Yeah, it's a new flavor. The basil has a part of it. I use a nice bunch of basil, not too large. And the same amount of strawberries, pears, and strawberries and pears and oranges, pretty much the same amount. And one large stem of rhubarb. Seems to be okay. Nothing is predominant, nothing is too sour, and the pears give the sweetness that is needed. And here is the juice for you to watch. At least, you cannot taste it now, but I would say that's okay. And I like to make all these kind of different recipes because I want to enjoy all the different plants we can eat. We do that far too little. There is also science about that now, how it's called food synergy, or nutritional synergy, how the food, the nutrients, the plants work together when they're combined in a meal. To me, cooking is like combining ingredients, making something more than its parts. Otherwise, why would you put them together, right? If there's no extra, no plus. And yeah, fasting is a nice time to try new combinations. Now today, basil and the rhubarb and the orange and the strawberry, that is a nice combination, a new one. And other combinations I tried do not work. Yeah, that is something bitter all of a sudden. Ginger, for example. I tried sometimes to use ginger on these combinations. It really gets bitter in a nice, not too nice way. Usually ginger has a fire. It makes it very warming and nice. But in this environment, so to say, ginger does not work at all. I tried it, it did not work. So yeah, we always learn how to combine the ingredients. And rhubarb is not the easiest one. It's so sour. There are only rhubarb recipes, in the West at least, since they began to produce sugar, industrialized way, 19th century or so. I don't know exactly when it was, but since they're producing sugar was rare too before. And now rhubarb recipes are there, the rhubarb pie, for example. In China, I read about rhubarb. They used the roots of the rhubarb for medicinal cause. They healed people with it, treated some suffering people with it. So the rhubarb is a very old plant, but for dishes, for recipes, it's not so old. And well, try to use all of the different plants. This is an example. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoy. If you like my video, subscribe. MD Vegan on YouTube. Have another recipe every single day. to enjoy the endless vegan variety, and find me on Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, and X. On Facebook, there is a page called TriYoga Moonfasting. Kaliji is the founder of TriYoga, and she gave us the idea of the Gentle Juicefasting, also known as TriYoga Moonfasting, with the special Moonfasting days, the special calendar for the best fasting days. But that's all very special knowledge. If you don't interested, one day a week, that's my rhythm. Others day every other week a day. There are many ways of fasting. Yeah, check it out on their Facebook, TriYoga Moonfasting. You'll find all the juice recipes, all the fasting calendar, and so forth. And if you want to make a donation, go to the below the video. There is a little button called Thanks. See you soon.